Let's get into it. Mercedes has a problem. Well, had a problem. The GLB was always the practical one, the boxy one. The 7-seat Mercedes are people who couldn't stretch to a GLE but still wanted that badge in real space. But it was also the compromise one. You got either a small turbo for that felt stress when loaded up, or you waited for a hybrid that never really impressed. For 2026, Mercedes is flipping the script completely. The GLB is going electric first. For 2026, the GLB Electric hits US showrooms. The hybrid version doesn't even show up until early 2027. That tells you everything about where Mercedes thinks the market is heading. And this isn't some compliance EV with a tiny battery and slow charging. This new GLB shares its guts with the all-new CLA Electric that Mercedes has been hyping. That means an 85 kWh battery and 800-volt architecture. If you know EVs, those two numbers should make you sit up. Let's start with why this matters. The old GLB was built on Mercedes' MFA2 platform, front-wheel drive base, shared with the A-Class and GLA. It was fine, but it was never designed for electric. The new GLB Electric rides on MMA Mercedes modular architecture. This is Mercedes' first real ground-up platform that can do electric properly, but still support hybrids if needed. 800 volts is the headline. Most EVs today, including the current EQB, are 400 volt. 800 volts is what you see in a Porsche Taycan, Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, the expensive stuff. It means thinner cables, less heat, and way faster charging. Mercedes is quoting a peak charging rate north of 300 kilowatts. Translate that 10 to 80% in under 20 minutes on the right charger. That's a coffee stop, not a lunch stop. The 85 kilowatt battery is usable capacity, not gross. Mercedes learned from the EQS and EQE complaints, and they are not playing games with the numbers anymore. In the new CLA, that same pack is delivering over 400 miles WLTP. The GLB is boxier, heavier, worse aero. So real world, expect something like 320 to 350 miles EPA. For a 3-row capable SUV, that's huge. The Tesla Model Y long range does 330. The Kia EV9 does 304. The GLB Electric is right there, but with a proper Mercedes interior and that upright, useful shape. Walk around the outside, and you'll notice Mercedes didn't go full egg like they did with the EQE SUV and EQS SUV. People hated that look. Too slippery. No presence. The new GLB Electric keeps the boxy, G-Wagon-like vibe that people actually buy the GLB for. But the details are all aero-tuned. The grille is a solid black panel with illuminated 3-point stars, because of course it is. The headlights are thinner, tied together with a light bar. The door handles now sit flush. The wheels are 19-inch aero design standard, with 20s and 21s optional. Drag coefficient drops to around 0.26, which is excellent for something this square. Dimensionally, it's almost identical to today's GLB, about 182 inches long. But because the MMA Platform packages batteries in the floor and pushes the wheels to the corners, interior space is better. Mercedes says third-row legroom is up by almost an inch. It's still a kids-only third row, let's be honest. But for school-run duty or occasional use, it's legit. With a third row folded, you're looking at 24 cubic feet behind the second row and over 60 cubic feet seats down. That's Honda Pilot territory in a vehicle that's a foot shorter. Step inside, and this is where the CLA connection really shows. Mercedes is done with a giant hyperscreen for everything. The new layout is called MB.OS. You get a 10.25-inch driver display and a 14-inch central touchscreen running the latest MBUX. It's fast, it's clean, and it's finally got native Google Maps and YouTube built in. But Mercedes kept physical toggle for climate and a volume knob. They listened. Material quality is a step up from the current GLB. Less cheap plastic, more stitched MB techs, real aluminum, optional open pore wood. And because it's electric, the floor is flat. No transmission tunnel. That means the center console is floating, with huge storage underneath. You get wireless phone charging for both front passengers. Second row gets more knee room thanks to the packaging, plus standard USB-C ports and optional heated seats. The third row is still tight, but it now gets its own USB-C ports and cup holders. Mercedes knows buyers actually use this row for kids. Performance-wise, expect two versions at launch. GLB 304 Matic will be dual-motor all-wheel drive, around 300 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the low 5-second range. Then a GLB 454 Matic with about 402 horsepower, hitting 60 in mid-4s. Both use permanently excited synchronous motors, the same tech as the EQS. That means better efficiency and no rare earth metals in the rotors. Top speed is limited to 130 miles per hour. Towing will be around 3,500 pounds, which matches the gas GLB. Importantly, this is rear-biased AWD. In normal driving, it's mostly rear-wheel drive for efficiency. The front motor disconnects when not needed. Stump it and you get instant all-wheel traction. Mercedes tuned it to feel like a rear-drive Mercedes first, not a front-drive crossover. Charging is where the 800-volt system pays off. On a 350 kilowatt Electrify America or IONNA charger, you will see that 10 to 80% in 18 to 22 minutes. Mercedes is also fitting a 22 kilowatt AC onboard charger in the US. Most home wall boxes are 11 kilowatts, so you'll fill the whole battery overnight in 4 to 5 hours if you have the right setup. Plug and charge is standard. You just plug in and it builds your Mercedes Me account. No apps, no cards. For road trips, MBUX navigation will precondition the battery automatically when you set a charger as your destination. That keeps charging speeds high even in winter. And because it's 800 volts, it won't taper as aggressively as a 400-volt car. You'll hold over 150 kilowatts past 50% state to charge. Let's talk about the hybrid that's coming in early 2027. Mercedes isn't abandoning gas yet. The GLB hybrid will use the same MMA platform. Expect a 1.5-liter turbo 4 paired with a new e-motor and a small battery good for about 60 miles of EV range. Combined output should be around 280 horsepower. It's basically Mercedes' answer to the Lexus NX 450h Plus and Volvo XC60 Recharge. But it's the EV that's the star. Mercedes is launching electric first because that's where the incentives and the emissions rules are pushing. And because this GLB Electric finally feels like no compromise. Tech-wise, you get Level 2 plus driver assist standard. That's adaptive cruise with lane centering, automatic lane changes on the highway, and traffic jam assist. Optional Drive Pilot Level 3 will come later, letting you go hands-free in traffic under 40 miles per hour in approved states. The new MB.OS also means the car gets over-the-air updates for everything, from drivetrain to infotainment. Mercedes is even talking about paid unlocks. You might be able to buy more power or rear-wheel steering after purchase. Controversial, but it's a direction the industry is going. Price is a big question. The current GLB starts at $43,800. The EQB starts at $53,050. Mercedes says a new GLB Electric will slot between them because battery costs are down and MMA is cheaper to build. Expect the GLB 304 Matic to start around $55,000. The GLB 450 will be close to $63,000. Load it up with the big wheels, panoramic roof, leather, and driver assist package, and you're at $72,000. That's Model Y performance and Cadillac Lyric money. But the GLB has something they don't, a third row in that boxy, upright Mercedes look. Leasing will be aggressive because of the federal tax credit loophole for leases. Mercedes Financial will claim the $7,500 and pass it on. If you buy, it depends on where the battery is sourced. Mercedes is building these in Rastatt, Germany, with U.S. cars coming from Alabama starting mid-2027. So early cars might not qualify for the purchase credit. So who's this for? If you need 3 rows but don't want a minivan and don't want a massive SUV, this is it. The EV9 is bigger. The Model Y third row is a joke. The EQB was compromised. This GLB Electric is the first one that actually delivers the range, the space, the charging speed, and the badge without asking you to give something up. It's still a Mercedes, so expect expensive options and dealer games. But the fundamentals are strong. 85 kilowatt A's, 800 volts, 300 plus miles, real space, and fast charging. For 2026 it's here. If you're shopping a family SUV in the next year, wait for this one. The hybrid follows early 2027 if you're not ready for full EV. But after driving the CLA electric prototype, I'm telling you, the electric GLB is a one to have. That's a new GLB. Mercedes finally built the electric SUV people actually asked for. Boxy, practical, fast charging, and it doesn't look like a melted bar of soap. If you want me to compare it to the EV9, Model Y, or the upcoming Rivian R2 next, drop a comment. And if you're in Faisalabad waiting on EVs like this, the global rollout means we'll see right-hand drive and CCS2 version soon after. Subscribe if you want the real-world range test a week it launches. I'll see you in the next one.